So, the player kicks things off with barely any resources, which really drives home how crucial it is to scavenge for supplies and stay sharp right from the get-go. Those survival skills? Yeah, they're a must-have right off the bat. Now, let's talk about alliances. Teaming up with Gina, someone they already know, brings its own set of risks and chances for better survival strategies.
In this world, trust?
It becomes super valuable, almost like a currency. As they run into other players and face unexpected threats, like that elderly woman, the tension ramps up and they have to think on their feet to dodge danger. Being adaptable? That's really the name of the game here. Then you've got the feeling of social anxiety creeping in as more players join the fray, which kind of forces everyone to hide and rethink their strategies.
And you know what?
This situation leads to some pretty funny interactions within the group. Eventually, the group discovers they're on a quest to grab an item, pushing them to head towards a nearby school. It really shows off their adventurous spirit, despite any obstacles they might face. On their way, they bump into other groups, and that leads to some pretty tense and confusing moments as they figure out if these folks are allies or rivals in the game. The players start chatting about teaming up to take on the Seekers. They're feeling oppressed and want to fight for their freedom. It's interesting how their discussions blend humor with the seriousness of their situation. Then the talk shifts to identifying possible Seekers, with players sharing what they know about their movements. This adds a layer of suspense as they navigate through their surroundings. As the group meets new characters, they find themselves discussing trades and alliances while keeping a wary eye on potential threats. This really highlights the trust dynamics at play in their gameplay. Players voice their frustrations and confusion while trying to fend off the chasing Seeker. Their back and forth really brings out the urgency of the situation and the need to work together. The conversation gives a glimpse into the players' dynamic, full of humor and banter even amidst the chaos. That camaraderie adds a nice lighthearted touch to the otherwise intense gameplay. Next up, they brainstorm strategies to gather resources and beef up their position. This planning shows how aware they are of the game mechanics and why being prepared is so important. Their ongoing misadventures in a van really highlight their struggles and create some comedic moments, throwing in a bit of a lighthearted vibe to their adventure. It's a recurring theme that emphasizes their friendship despite the hurdles. Finding two tunnels adds an air of mystery and excitement, pushing the group to explore deeper. Their curiosity leads to some unexpected encounters and a few potential dangers. And let's not forget that hilarious alien abduction scene. It really showcases the absurdity of their situation and stresses how important teamwork is. Their combined efforts to escape shine a light on their ability to adapt and strategize under pressure. But then things take a serious turn when they interact with Granny, leading to some tragic outcomes, including team members meeting their end. This incident stirs up a vengeful spirit among the survivors. The team takes a moment to reflect on their fallen comrade, Jenny, sharing their grief and pledging to honor her memory through their actions in the game. They've decided they'll fight back against the threats looming over them. As they gear up for battle, the group dives into discussions about fortifying their base and bringing in other players, really emphasizing teamwork and the power of collective strength when facing common foes. However, their conversation shifts as they express skepticism and feelings of betrayal after discovering their base was destroyed by rivals. This moment prompts them to reassess their strategies moving forward. Planning to confront Turbo Granny, they realize that alliances and sacrifices are key, revealing just how complex survival can be in such a competitive environment. The culmination of their plan leads to some surprising twists when Turbo Granny unexpectedly turns against Chase's team. It really illustrates how unpredictable alliances and strategies can be. Meanwhile, the protagonist gains some pretty awesome psychic powers, giving them a potential edge over Turbo Granny. This transformation underscores the need for strategy in overcoming all these hurdles. But even with the intention to take down Turbo Granny, the team faces setbacks and losses. This shift in dynamics really illustrates just how unpredictable their quest has become. As tensions rise, the protagonist tries to negotiate with Turbo Granny using items, reflecting the desperate attempt to survive against the overwhelming odds they're facing.